Hello, welcome to the Daily Crossword Live. We are live on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Jilly is on TikTok, says hello, sent me a heart, thank you. And Cynthia, I see you on YouTube as well. Welcome to you. This is the show where Arkadium's like, who's excited for today? I am excited for today. It's a Sunday afternoon. We are solving crosswords together. What more could I ask for? This is a show where we solve one of Arkadium's crossword puzzles together. So my name is Jack. I will guide us through the puzzle, but these are always more fun the more collaborative they are. So if you see a clue and think you know the answer, then pop it into chat and I'll try to collect everybody's input and really make this a group solving effort. We had a lot of fun on yesterday's crossword, and I'm sure today will be no different. I have another hard puzzle loaded. And if you're new to crosswords, don't feel intimidated by that. You'll find that when we're all working together, we can actually conquer these hard crosswords. And when they put up a challenge, they really feel even more satisfying to solve. So I am psyched to dive in. Today's crossword is called 3x4s. The title of the crossword is often a hint at what theme we're going to get today. I don't know the theme, but I know the title is 3x4s. So let's just keep that in view as we get in here. One across is 4 letters, unkind comment. Jilly guesses slur, maybe. I mean, that would be an unkind comment, kind of an unpleasant way to start the puzzle. Maybe we should look at some downs and see if they can help us. Gaucho's gear. Steve Reeve agrees with slur. Aaron and Poppy coming in with some guesses as well. Aaron says mean. Yeah, I would think mean is more of an adjective, and an unkind comment, I would expect a noun. Let's see. And then Big Boss on YouTube says, yo, love solving your crossword puzzles, Jack. Pretty clever ones. That's awesome. Are you tuning in from Morning Brew? Is that what you're saying? That you literally solve the ones I make for Morning Brew? Gaucho's gear at 1 down. Lay says hello. Hello to you, Lay. Lay is one of our regulars. Jilly guesses lasso. Yeah, I think that's kind of an interesting guess. A lasso. I'm thinking of gauchos are kind of like cowboys, so I'm thinking they'll use a lasso to wrangle some bison or something. Check 2 down. Oxymoron says, chaps, and user255 says, love your Morning Brew crosswords. That's so nice. If anyone doesn't know what Morning Brew is a, yeah, Big Boss is like, Morning Brew gang rise. Yes, sir. I love it. Morning Brew is the best readers. Morning Brew is an awesome newsletter that you get every day in your inbox. They'll give you the lowdown on that day's news, and it's a quick read and infused with humor. I read it every day. That's how I stay informed. But they also have a daily puzzle made by me. So I make crosswords for them and other word puzzles. So if you love crossword puzzles, go check out Morning Brew and you can see mine. Big Boss seems to like them. I'm glad to hear that. And Kaomi, I always have trouble pronouncing your username, the Keegan one. Can you write a phonetic pronunciation in chat and I'll try to remember it? But I like your suggestion as well that if lasso doesn't work, bolas is another weapon. That yeah, bolas are those strings with the 2 like heavy balls on the end, I think, that you also can use to catch animals. Lori says, we love your crosswords on Morning Brew. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. Okay, I got a pronunciation. Quiva. Okay, Quiva. It's Irish. Okay, I'll try to remember that. Quiva. But meanwhile, I'm kind of struggling in this first corner. Ahel says A-list, most wanted group. Wow, that's an interesting guess. I was thinking most wanted, like, you know, America's Most Wanted, like felons or something, but most wanted group as an A-list. I kind of like that. Maybe we check 13 across. Verizon client since 2015. I often find the opening corners of these crosswords to be the hardest, and I'm not sure why. Lay is like, ah, hell, nice. Yeah, I agree. I agree. That was a nice guess. Swimming pool adjunct. It's tough. It's tough. Interesting. Oh, Quiva. I got it now. Quiva says, AOLer. Oh my God. Verizon client, like AOL or someone who uses AOL? Wow. Could that be? Fred likes AOLer. So the thing with AOLer is it doesn't work with Lasso, but it does work with Bolas, which was another suggestion for Gaucho's gear. So maybe we're getting somewhere. User 255 says, this is a tough one. My brain isn't braining this morning. I know. Yeah, we all got to drink some coffee before these crosswords. Not an easy bunch of puzzles we got. Polly Small says, morning brew, and waving hand. Welcome from Morning Brew. I'm so psyched to have... this is like when you bring two groups of friends together and you hope they get along. Swimming pool adjunct. Yeah, a bunch of people on TikTok are saying slide. That makes a lot of sense. That a slide would be connected to a swimming pool. I like that. Like it a lot. And have we revisited One Across? Barbara McDowell on Facebook also knew slide. Nice work. One Across unkind comment, which we haven't revisited since Bolas. But I think I saw a guess. Yeah, Oxymoron says barb, which definitely works. Okay, I'm feeling better that we might be on the right track here. Lay asks, what's Morning Brew? Morning Brew is a newsletter. They'll give you the load that comes into your inbox. They'll give you the lowdown of that day's news. And it's a quick read. It's funny. And they have a daily puzzle, and I make it. So I make crosswords for Morning Brew and other word puzzles. And they recently gave me a shout out, which is why Morning Brew folks are showing up in chat on YouTube and TikTok. And if any Morning Brew folks are joining and don't know what Arkadium is, that's who presented this crossword. Arkadium puts out like 12 different crosswords every day. They're all fantastic, and they have a ton of other games as well. So I highly encourage you to check out Arkadium as well. So let's see, part of a Santa suit. Red hat, okay, fair enough. Yeah, red hat is part of a Santa suit. And my last plug for now, if you're watching this, I do encourage you to follow us wherever you're watching, because we do this every day, and it's easy to miss them if you don't follow. But if you are a follower, social media will remind you. So red hat is an interesting guess. Kristen Capoza says here from Morning Brew, and Theodora says so as well. So heartened that you guys showed up. Yeah, Arthur Ashe is the famous tennis player. Also comes up in crosswords a lot. And someone asked the theme. We don't know the theme yet, but the title of the puzzle is 3x4s. So I don't know what that means, but hopefully in due time we will. 19 across. So I'm guessing this is going to be our first theme answer. Is fashionable no longer? Is fashionable no longer? I'm trying to think. Can't tell if this is hash or has something. Maybe we check 4 down. Get some air. Get some air. Quiva says prehistoric. What's prehistoric? MWWW says has had its day. That's interesting. Is fashionable no longer? Has had its day. It fits. It fits nicely. And it works with the clue. Is fashionable no longer? Nice guess. With just hash in place. And Barbara on Facebook says breathe for get some air. I like that as well. Honestly, not super straightforward. When I hear get some air, I think about like, I need to go out, to take a rest. But literally just get some air in your lungs when you breathe. Cool. Expansive residence. Okay, this might have been tough, but now we have a lot of letters in place. Yeah, Mia and Fred are both saying estate. I like estate as well. Just be sure that it works with 20 down. Oh, Dad Not Dude, I think, has already taken a stab at guessing the theme. Dad Not Dude says 3x4. Remember, the title of the puzzle is 3x4, and he says 4 3-letter words. Wow, has had its day. Okay, I mean, that definitely works for the first themer. It is 4 3-letter words. I wonder if that's the theme today. Has had its day. That's interesting. Superheroes' doings, yeah, deeds. Superheroes famously do good deeds. And by the way, 27 across, I'm seeing the, which is a 3-letter word. That's a point in favor of the dad who guessed the theme. Dad, not dude. All right, but we'll get to 27 across. Let's work on this section first. Place for dramatic exposition. Place for dramatic exposition. 4 letters ending in an I. Ooh. I really have no good guess for this. No good guess at all, honestly. Oh, Quiva says Act 1. Wow, I see. Place, like a place in a play, a part of the play where you do your exposition, set the stage and whatnot, is the first act of a play. Nice guess. I think you're right. Not easy. Cologne complaint at 5 across. And let's check 14 as well. Speak affectionately. Speak affectionately. Hello, Isabella. Speak affectionately. Any guesses? And cologne complaint. I'm not even sure if this is cologne the place or cologne the substance. Lucinda and Jabberwocky and Lay. Yeah, they're all telling me coo. To speak affectionately is to coo. That definitely works. That definitely works. And 17 across, we're looking at haul from behind. Okay, I have a guess for this one as well. Haul from behind. I want to make sure my YouTube chat is working. I know a couple days ago we lost connection with YouTube, and I don't want that to happen today. So I'm going to open you guys up in a separate window. Yeah, I was actually missing YouTube chats, I'm seeing. Sorry about that. Now we should be back in business, and I see you guys again. Yeah, Theodora writes toe, which I also like for 17 across. Yeah, toe looks perfect. And do we have a guess for... Quiva says ack. Yeah, I think ack is like a German for dam, basically. So Cologne is a city in Germany, and I think that's what this entry is getting at. And we might as well check 6 down, small water bird is a coot. Okay. Not sure I've heard of a coot. Have you? Lay points out that these 2 words make achu, which is pretty funny. I guess achu wouldn't have a second C in it, but funny coincidence. A real shame, 7 down. A real shame. What do we think for this? A real shame. And we can check 23 across as well. Month with no major holidays. This is one of those clues where, like, at first it's hard because it's just one of 12. I guess no, it's not one of 12, because we know, like, December has a major holiday. We know, I guess, February has Valentine's Day. What's the month with no major holidays? Someone's guessing April. Yeah, May, August. I see a bunch of different guesses in chat. But Vdart on YouTube says, how sad for a real shame. Yeah, that seems right. And that narrows this significantly. That means it's either April or August. Does April have major holidays? Does August have major holidays? There's got to be a holiday. Theodora wants April and Polly Small wants August. Maybe we check 21 down to settle the debate. Pair of harmonizers. Oh, Mia points out that Easter is in April. Okay, good point. Easter is in April, so it must be August. I can't think of an August holiday. I like that argument. April usually has Easter. Yeah, right, not always. And then a pair of harmonizers. Someone whose username is just a butterfly writes duo. Yeah, pair of harmonizers, 2 people harmonizing together might be a musical duo. All right. We're working through this. Food favored by Garfield. I know this one. I used to read a lot of Garfield comics. It's Garfield's favorite food. Garfield hates Mondays, but he loves, yeah, Isabella knows it, and Mia. He loves lasagna. Nice. Jix asked, see a lot of glizzy? What's glizzy? See a lot of new names in chat, which I love to see. Vacationing. Vacationing. And what do we have here? 8 across, vegged out. Vegged out. Vegged out and bestow by decree. Cody, thanks for sharing the live. Yeah, if any of you have friends or family who like crossword puzzles, do consider sharing this with them. Fred and Marie and Lucinda are saying away for vacationing. That makes sense. I'm not here, I'm away. I'm vacationing. Good, good, good. And for vegged out, Est and Mia like lazed. Yeah. If you laze around, you're vegging out. Let's check the Z. I like to check the less common letters first because there are just fewer options for them. They'll quickly tell you if you're right or wrong. Stubborn Seuss character, although I can't think of a 3-letter Dr. Seuss character that starts with a Z. What, does anyone know this? Is lazed wrong? What do we think? Huh. Yeah, chat has totally gone silent on the Dr. Seuss character. So maybe we need... Cueva says Zax, which definitely sounds Seussian, but I don't think I know Zax. Esther's like, no one remembers Seuss. ZA something? Yeah, I don't know. Okay, let's check the downs. 11 down, word that sounds like a Bronte heroine. But Vidart on YouTube is saying award for bestow by decree. Yeah, that definitely works. Bunch of people on TikTok also saying that. And several people confirming that Zax is indeed a Dr. Seuss character. I don't know why I don't recognize it. What is Zax from? Word that sounds like a Bronte heroine. Let's check this one. Jazz band section. Okay. This might have been tough, but I think with the X in place, it significantly narrows the options. Significantly. Jazz band section. Because we have two different, the reason I'm doing this is because we have two different guesses for 11 down. And so I want to sort it out with the cross. Yeah, saxes. Has like saxes and a smiley, someone whose username is just a smiley face like saxes. Yeah, jazz band section, that works. So the word that sounds like a Bronte heroine with air, that's an interesting clue. This word shows up in crosswords all the time, E-R-E. It's like a poetic contraction for before. But it also sounds like Jane Eyre, which is a Bronte book. So it's a nice new angle on that word. Driller's designation. Wow, tough clue. Driller's designation, DDS. I think DDS is the degree that a dentist might hold. So a driller is a dentist in this case. Yikes. All right. P-Bird is like, they're stretching. Is that in reference to the Jane Eyre clue? They're stretching? All right, effective combination is our next long across. What do we think about this? Effective combination. I'm not sure. And remember, we had a guess earlier that the theme was going to be 4 3-letter words. Has had its day is comprised of all 3-letter words. So effective combination, we already have the, which is a 3-letter word. Can we make it fully work? I'm coming up short here. I'm coming up short. What do we think? Oh, Sally says the odd one out. That's an interesting guess, the odd one out. It definitely fits with what we have. But effective combination, I'm not sure it makes sense with the clue. Am I nuts? Does that really work with the clue, the odd one out? I'm not sure. Ooh, Fred and Quiva and MC and Lori. Ah, I like that suggestion better. Very nice. The old 1-2. Wow. Effective combination. The old 1-2 punch. I love it. The old 1-2. So I think whoever called it earlier, some dad, 3x4s is today's theme. We are getting 4 3-letter words in every theme entry. That's interesting. Very interesting. The old 1-2. Lucinda's boxing combo. Clever. Yeah, very clever. I like this. 28 down is laudatory lines, and that crosses circular flow at 34 across. Circular flow. The old 1-2. It's a good one. P-Bird and Bay are both guessing ode. Laudatory lines is an ode, yeah. A poem that lauds something. And circular flow. Big Boss is like, dang, you guys are so smart, lol. I know, chat is really smart. I think when you get a bunch of people together, someone always knows something, you know? Big Boss, I think that these crosswords are tougher than my Morning Brew ones. Would you agree with that? Okay, yeah. So an eddy, by the way, an eddy is like a little whirlpool. Like you might even just have an eddy, you know, when you fill up your sink and then you unplug it and the water goes down and it's spiraling, that's an eddy. Elastane brand at 29 down. Lori Gardner's like, yes, tougher. Yeah, these are tougher than the crosswords I tend to make. Elastane brand. Theodora and Polly Small like Lycra. Yeah, Lycra. So Lycra is like a fabric. It's like spandex, right? Okay, let's do this little section before we continue. James says, do we have any nice jazz music? I wish, you know, there were a few streams where I put on jazz music, and I think people enjoyed it. And then for copyright reasons, we had to turn it off. But I think we're working on getting it back. So I think jazz music would be perfect for these streams. Big Boss says this is definitely tougher, but your ones aren't always easy. Good. That's what I want. I want mine to feel like just challenging enough. That's what I'm going for. Someone with a sad face followed. Thank you for following. I hope you're not sad. And everyone else should please consider following. I mean, it really helps us, and also it might help you remind you when we're streaming, because we stream every day, same time at noon. Every day, new puzzle. Big Boss says, was off by 2 letters in yesterday's puzzle. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And you're solving on your own. We're solving right now with, 100-something people. Being off by 2 letters, that is no shame in that. Island Grits, thanks for following. Jix, thanks for following. Starlord says Eli. Yeah, a Connecticut collegian is an Eli. So this is what they call Yale students. I don't really know why Yale students are called Elis, but they are, and Yale is in Connecticut. Pseudonym lead-in. Vidart says, love from India. Love right back at you. Starlord and Jix both guessing alias for a pseudonym lead-in. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm picturing like a wanted poster where it says, wanted John Smith, alias the Gunslinger or whatever. And the Gunslinger would be his pseudonym. Jessica says Eli has to do with the founder of the school. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, someone named Eli founded Yale. That makes sense. Gets up. Fred and Quiva are saying stirs. Gets up. Yeah, like rouses in the morning. That works. Now up. Okay, gets up next to now up. Huh. Gets up next to now up. do we think? And what's this? A 24 across, devitalize. Mia says Eli Yale was the benefactor that started Yale. Okay. Thank you. Eli Yale. I'll try to remember that. We'll see if I do. Okay, now up. Pisces Rob says, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon to you as well. Polly Small likes awake for now up. Yeah. So we stir and then we're awake. That definitely works. And devitalize at 24 across. Fred and James are saying sap. Yeah. Sap. Even this is like kind of a tough clue. It's just, I never use this word devitalize. I mean, I understand it. To sap energy from, to remove the life from, but kudos to anyone who uses that word in their daily life. 41 across, we basically have from crosses, rubs the wrong way, and then at 46, we have pop in on. And those are going to reveal rappers' aids. Okay. Yeah, Tony Octopus. Genie is giving me posse for the rappers' aids. Yeah, rappers supposedly hang out with their posses. And then to pop in on is to see. Rubs the wrong way is irks. All right, crosses check out. I'm happy. Now let's move on to the center of this puzzle. Factions of faith. Darthazi says hurrah. I'm guessing hurrah is because everything checks out. I do love when we get something just from the downs and then you look at the acrosses and they all make sense with their clues. It's like, yeah. Yeah, we did it. Factions of a faith are sects. Yeah, that's got to be right. Sects. What else do we have here? I actually kind of want to look at 47. Okay, we might as well, I'm already on this. Whole load. T blank blank. Whole load. But I do want to look at 47 across, just because now that we know the theme, we have 4 3-letter words in every theme entry. So I sort of want to see if we can guess this just with this little A right here. That's all the information we're going to get. Sunday brunch deal, perhaps. Does anyone have a guess? MC, thanks for following us. Sunday brunch deal. Is this too ambitious to get this with no letters in place? I mean, it's a long one. But it actually feels so restrictive that it's all 3-letter words. Nice. Yeah, people, wow. TikTok is, you guys are smart. Craig, everyone's excited. Nice. I can't give credit to all of you. Jennifer, Larry, everyone's got it. All you can eat. That's awesome. Wow. I never even thought about that. That's all 3-letter words. All you can eat. I love it. Turns out it wasn't too ambitious. We actually managed to do that just with the A. That's impressive. Nice. Yeah, not Manny reminding me that ton is a whole load. If you have a whole load of objects, you have a ton of them. Caleb already wants to see the 57 across. We'll get there. We'll get there. Program for Poly Small is like, wow, amazing. I know. It's a neat theme. And you know what's cool? We haven't reused the or you, you know? Like, the is the most common word in the language. You would think that if you're going to have phrases with all 3-letter words, you're going to have to repeat the, but not today. Program for Citadel students. Jillian, Jessica, and Theodora like ROTC. Yeah, ROTC is like the pre-military program. I think Citadel is a military academy of sorts. 40 down is creator of Shrek. Ooh, I do not know this. This is a bit of trivia that I do not know. Hopefully someone in chat has me covered here. Otherwise, I'm going to move on to 31 on the left side of the grid. I got some guesses. Stein, Steve, Stieg. But I can't tell if people know that it's Stein or if people are just guessing a name that fits. So maybe we'll just move on for now, pass on it, and clean it up later. Lucinda puts an exclamation with Stieg, which communicates some confidence to me. So maybe it's Stieg. All right, I'll put in Stieg, and then we'll verify that when we make it over there. 31 across, slack off. Slack off. Vidar says, what is Shrek? Oh no, Shrek is a very popular animated movie about an ogre living in a fairy tale land. I know you're tuning in from India. I guess Shrek isn't as popular there. But they've made at least, I don't know, I think 4 movies, and they're coming out with another one. Craig Audio says ebb for slack off. Ooh. If that's right, that's a tough clue for ebb. Because I usually think of ebbing as like receding as a tide, but let's see if it works. 31 down, evenly matched. Caleb is like, can't say you've lived a life if you haven't seen Shrek. Your mom says, love Shrek. Yeah, Shrek is super popular, at least in the US. I highly recommend you check it out. It's true that you're not going to meet anyone who doesn't like Shrek. Evenly matched. Lean Banks and James say equal. Yeah, that works. Evenly matched, equal, definitely works. 1 point in favor of ebb. Let's check this cue. A jokey quote. Okay, I can work with that. I can work with this cue. I was a little skeptical about ebb, I'm not going to lie. I'm sorry for doubting you, whoever said ebb. The Legend of Josh, which is a funny username, says quip. Yeah, I like quip for a jokey quote. It's a quip. James is like, I added exclamation marks to make you have confidence in me. Oh no, I shouldn't encourage that. Muscular. Muscular. Okay. Autumn Oli, thanks for liking the live. Yeah, built. I like built. If you're built, you're muscular. Definitely seems right. Mike says bulky, although the L is in the wrong place for bulky. Yeah, Theodora also guessing bulky, but that doesn't work with all you can eat. And I feel great about all you can eat. So built is looking better, although UI is a strange. UI is very strange, actually. Kind of concerning. Metropolitan. People keep telling me bulky, but all you can eat has to be right. Yeah, what's 51 across? Caustic cleaner. Ooh, this isn't looking good. We got an error. Oh no, now people are putting exclamations in TikTok to make me pay attention to them. Yeah, no. Built seemed right, but it can't be. The crosses have spoken, and burly is what it's looking like. Burly is muscular, tough. And that makes the caustic cleaner lye. Lye is an ingredient in soap, and it's a caustic chemical. Theodora, nice, big boss, good work. And then metropolitan has to be urban. Okay. We just survived that section. That was almost a disaster. Let's check 33 down. Major source of Bartlett's quotes. Okay. So I knew Bartlett is like it's like a reference work that has it compiles a bunch of quotes. So it makes sense that a bunch of quotes would come from the Bible. And what was 37? Turn out to be worthwhile is pay. Wow. Not an easy clue for pay. It's kind of like crime doesn't pay. It means crime is not worthwhile. But if something does pay, then it is worthwhile. All right. Okay. Should we do what we did with all you can eat and go to 57 across with just that G in place? Do we want to try to guess our one last 3x4? Let's do it. Stir fry chicken dish. Caleb and James and Mia are all like, yes, go for it, Lucinda. All right. Who Who's got this? Stir-fry chicken dish. It's going to be 4 3-letter words. And we're probably not going to repeat the or you or eat even. Trisha, thanks for following us. I think YouTube chat might not tell me if you guys follow. So if you guys are following and I'm not thanking you, then it's because I don't even know. But just know that I thank you in my heart. Solid Chica says orange chicken. Yeah, orange chicken kind of works with the G, but we're looking for, the theme today is all 4 3-letter words. All the theme answers are comprised of 4 3-letter words. Has had its day, has had its day are all 3-letter words. The old one too, all you can eat. So orange and chicken are both far more than 3 letters. Jessica has an interesting thought of egg foo something. Yeah, maybe it's, yeah, egg foo something. All right, maybe this one is too hard. Maybe we need some crosses. Ooh, Polly Small has a good guess. Mugu Gai Pan. Mugu Gai Pan does fit. That would be cool. Vidart is like Polly Small is right. I hope you're right. This is a great one. Rory on TikTok likes it. All right, let's start checking crosses. If the M checks out, I'm going to feel real good. Increasingly. Jilly says that Jilly also put Mugu Gai Pan, but it was blocked. Sorry about that. Increasingly. Yeah, more. Yeah, it actually works. Okay. That makes me feel good about Mugu Gai Pan. That was a great one. I'm sure too. I'm sure too. What's 48 down? Numero minusculo. Daily Reminder says, daily reminder that you are loved. Thank you. You are all loved as well. Numero minusculo, yeah, it must be uno. This is Spanish for minuscule number, basically. Uno is 1 in Spanish, so that seems right. Dr. Watson's claim to fame at 52 across. Ah, the miniest minis on YouTube. Welcome back to you. Caleb, thanks for following us. He says, are you going to keep playing after this? No, we're going to finish this crossword and that'll be it for today's stream, but we do this every day. So if you want more, come back tomorrow, same time, noon, or the next day, or the next day, or the next day. We're here all the time. And if you follow us, then you will be reminded when we're live. Horizon Jacob, thank you for following us. And Solid Chica, thank you for following us. Joyce says DNA for Dr. Watson's claim to fame. That's a very clever clue. Because Dr. Watson, I was thinking Sherlock Holmes, right? Dr. Watson is Sherlock Holmes's sidekick. But this is actually Watson of Watson and Crick, who discovered DNA, the double helix structure. Very cool clue. Not elementary. Rafaela, thanks for following us. I'm sure too. Vidart from India says, no doubt. Yeah, that looks right. No doubt. Caleb says, I appreciate your intelligence. It's not my intelligence. You guys are the smart ones. You guys are the ones solving this puzzle. 60 across, Mississippi Delta feature. Ending in an OU is a little strange. Man, TikTok chat is bumping, I gotta say. Skate or Die writes Bayou. Yeah, Mississippi Delta. I guess the Mississippi flows out into, what is it, the Gulf, and there are a lot of bayous in that area. So I think Mississippi Delta feature Bayou makes perfect sense. 60 down, Doctor Who error. Okay. I wasn't 100% sure, but now that we have the B, I feel like I know this one. Let's check out 61 as well. Emulating. 3 letters, starting with an A. Emulating. Ah. Any guesses? Someone says, what is 40 Down? Oh yeah, 40 Down was creator of Shrek. I didn't know this, but a bunch of people in chat said Stieg, and then it worked out beautifully with Mugu Gai Pan, so I'm trusting Stieg as the person who made Shrek. Doctor Who Error is BBC. Yeah, Doctor Who is a very famous, long-running show on the BBC. And what is this? Emulating. I see Polysmall says ape, which kind of makes sense. To ape is to emulate. Like to ape is a word for imitate. But it's something bothering me about this is that the types of speech just don't match up. Yeah, I like Mia and David are saying Allah. Tough clue. But I think the idea is, there's a dish called chicken a la king, and that sort of means like chicken emulating the way the king likes his chicken. Does that make sense? 65 across, we have a brief promo piece, which definitely works with the letters that we have. And what's this one? French Royal House. Ugh. We have almost all of those, and I still don't know it. Yeah, brief promo piece must be a blurb. And what's 62 down? Western Wee. Ethan Taylor coming from Morning Brew. Welcome to you. Western Wee. So we obviously is yes in French, but how do the Western folks say it? Yeah, yep. That looks good to me. So what was this one? French Royal House. Capet or Capet? Anyone know what this is? Because I don't. I hope it's right. I mean, yep does look good. Let me know. David says it's right. So I'm going to trust David. Yeah, okay. Let's trust that. Mugu Gai Pan, someone asked what is Mugu Gai Pan. It is a Chinese food dish of like stir-fried chicken and vegetables. All right, I think we're looking good. Not an easy puzzle. 49 down, Oscar winner as Cohen. Oh my god, here's another one I don't know. It's making me feel ignorant. First with Capet or Capet, and now Oscar winner as Cohen. A lot of people on TikTok are writing the same thing. Cagney. I'm assuming this is an old actor who played a role of someone named Cohen and won an Oscar for it. Is that right? And John is telling me that Capet is the name of a family. Okay, so the French royal house, there was a royal family in France named the Capets or Capets. And then James Cagney apparently played someone named Cohen. Whew. I'm so glad I have you guys. Solving this on my own would be a very different experience. Karen Carpenter, thanks for following us. Stable staple. Stable staple. 4 letters beginning with an O. What do we think? Yeah, Gil and Larry and Preston are all writing oats, which I like as well. It's like a staple food that you feed horses at the stable. At the stable. Okay, that's like a tongue twister at this point. Sort of daybreak. Sort of daybreak. Oh, yeah, Caleb points out that it could have been odor. Stable, staple. Yeah, I'm sure that horse stables are famous for their smells. But we have sort of daybreak, frat letter, and letters on $1,000 handbags. All right, let's crush this section. Yeah. TikTok is liking nap for sort of daybreak. Yeah, a break in the middle of your day. You might take a nap. Frat letter. Whenever you see frat letter in a crossword, it's just a clue for it could be any Greek letter. You can basically use any Greek letter in a frat name Today they chose Ada. And letters on $1,000 handbags looks like YSL, which is short for, oops, not YSY, YSL, short for like Yves Saint Laurent. It's a handbag designer. And we got opal without even reading the clue. Cameo stone is an opal. All right, cool. Good work, good work. All right, one last section. One last section, let's make it count. The Mississippi's source. We already had the Mississippi Delta, so now we're looking at the source. The Mississippi source. I do not know this. Yet again. I feel like the bottom third of this puzzle has had a lot of trivia in it, with Stieg and Cagney and Capit. A lot of things that I at least didn't know. And this is looking... Jamie says iceberg. It doesn't quite fit, unfortunately. Right? We're one letter shy. Maybe we look at some downs. Although Jack Barry says Itasca State Park. Itasca? I've never heard of this. David says Mississippi source is Lake Itasca. Wow. You guys know a lot. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing it too. Apologies. Let's see if it works with the crosses. Tree with bean-like pods. Madison, thank you for following us. Tree with bean-like pods. User 67 is like, I don't know anything. Yeah, look, you're in good company because I don't either. I feel like the bottom third of this crossword is very trivia heavy. And they're not always like this. Fresh Cigar says, what's the game called? So this is a crossword puzzle at Arkadium.com. This one, the line is called the Daily Hard Crossword. I think it's called Stan Newman's Daily Hard. But they have a daily medium, a daily easy, and lots of other different lines of crosswords, plus a bunch of other games too. So, but today we're doing the hard. Leanne and Dale, thank you so much for following us. And Steve, wow, we're getting a lot of followers. I love it. Warms my heart. Okay. Solid Chica and David and Julia are writing Catalpa for tree with bean-like pods. This could have been any letters to me. I don't recognize this in the slightest. I almost feel like I'm being pranked. Brandon says, who manages the site? Arkadium is the name of the company. And they're in chat. Do people actually know this tree? Catalpa? An Argentine grassland. Linda says, I love Arkadium game platform. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. Man, they're kicking our butts, though, in the tail end of this crossword. Argentine grassland. A lot of people saying pampas, but that's not going to fit. What's this? Followed closely in whodunits. Okay, finally a word I think I know. About time. Followed closely in whodunits. Yeah, Jules writes tailed, yeah. Thinking like what you tail someone in a car. You're following them. It's the first thing I feel good about in a long time with Itasca and Catalpa. And this LL looks weird, but it's actually right. I know this. Yeah, Llano. A llano is like a grassy plain in South America. I mostly know this from crosswords. It shows up from time to time in crossword puzzles. Vidert says that Catalpa is an antiseptic tree. Interesting. Jonathan Pryce in a 96 musical. Man, more tough trivia. Let's check some downs. Make do without. Make do without. SPA blank blank. Ecclesiastical laws. And what's this one? Major source of quotes for short. We already had a clue like that, didn't we? Major source of Bartlett's quotes. That was the Bible. What's this one going to be? Okay. TikTok chat. Very smart. Yeah, major source of quotes, anon, like anonymous. I think that's why source is in quotes. It's like it's not literally a single source of quotes, but it's just a lot of quotes are attributed to anon. And ecclesiastical laws looks like canon. Tough crossword. They're not always this hard, guys. But even for a real toughie like this, we managed to make progress. Jonathan Pryce is Perone. So 96 musical. I'm assuming this is Evita. I know Evita is a musical about Eva Perón. So I'm guessing Jonathan Pryce played Perón, the president. But yeah, not easy stuff. All right, one letter left, though. We survived. Assuming Catalpa and Itasca and Yano are all right, we survived. And everyone on TikTok is telling me that this is an E. Make do without is despair. And Aden is a port of Yemen, which, again, I know this one from crosswords. So I think it's going to be an E. And if we don't have a mistake in the puzzle, we will get confetti raining down. Otherwise, we'll get a sad error message, and we'll have to hunt down an error wherever we made a mistake. Can I get a drum roll? I'm going to put an E in. Do we get the confetti? Lucinda is putting the celebration. And while I have you all captive, I just want to encourage you. If you're coming from Morning Brew or anywhere else, please check out Arkadium.com. They have lots of good crosswords like this one and other games as well. And if you're an Arkadium viewer, then check out Morning Brew. I make crosswords there, and you'll learn a lot of news by reading Morning Brew. And no matter who you are, follow the Daily Crossword Live, because we do this every day, and we want to see you again. Okay, I got my drum roll. I'm putting in an E. Here we go. Nice. We got the confetti. Well done. Wow. That was a cool theme. I really liked this theme. 4 3-letter words, has had its day, the old one too, all you can eat. And I feel like at the end they were like, oh, we're out of English 3-letter words, so we're going to put in Mugu Gai Pan. A very fun capstone on this theme. Really enjoyed this puzzle. Some toughies in here, I gotta say. I need to look up Lake Itasca, Catalpa. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing everything, but well done to all of you. You guys crushed it today. I love solving these with you. And please join us again tomorrow. May, the other host of the Daily Crossword Live, will be here, and I will be back on Tuesday. Look forward to seeing you then. Bye, everybody.